Hey Capricorn, welcome to your love reading for March 2020. This is going to be for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, and yes, of course, Venus. I know a lot of people like to watch their Venus sign when it comes to love. So I always set the intention that I'm including Capricorn Venus in this reading as well. We're going to see what's going on for you guys in the month of March 2020 in the area of love and romance. Love and romance. We've got a full warm moon in the early part of the month. It's going to be bringing in a lot of changes for some people. And we are wrapping up Mercury retrograde. So let's see how Capricorn's going to be affected. So the first card that we have coming up here is 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands can indicate that some of you have been carrying some kind of burden, okay? And you're ready to let it down. You're ready to put it down, to stop carrying it. 10 of Wands is also a card that can indicate some difficulty is coming to completion. Some difficulty is over. It's done. You've done the work. It was hard work, but it's done, and you're going to move on to something else now. I'm going to go with that energy because that was a lot of the energy that was coming up in your weekly forecast for Capricorns for the first week of March. Those of you that don't know, I do a weekly forecast around like spirituality, career, money, every week, and then I do once a month I do love. But for the first week of March for Capricorns, there was a lot of energy coming up about how energy was shifting and you guys were not like jumping through hoops anymore, and you were walking away from the things that were making you feel less than or unappreciated, and so this energy is coming up here again for you all in the love and romance department. So it's probably going to be all across the board for Capricorn, where there might even be like this boost of confidence, this sudden boost of like realizing your worth and, you know, not wanting to deal with anything again that's like just making you feel less than. It can be for some of you, you are feeling like you have less patience when it comes to, you know, figuring somebody out. Like you're able to see through people a lot more quickly. Like you're like speed dating. Those of you who are single, like you're seeing somebody in the first few minutes, you're making a decision about them. Whereas maybe in the past you'd go out for a few times. It would go on maybe for a few months. You're like, I don't know. I'm on the fence about this person. But it's like you have this laser beam precision, some of you, where you're just able to look at somebody and you've already dated them, like just in that assessment. I don't know why it made me think of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, when Mac had that ocular pat down. You guys are doing that ocular pat down here on the people that are coming into your life, or the people that you're meeting. If you are single, I feel like you're making adjustments in your work life or in your work schedule to get out more, to socialize more. And you're feeling like you're looking for someone that is fun. I think you're just looking for somebody who's fun. Like you have enough stress, you have enough burdens, you have enough worries. Some of you are coming out of a pattern of, you know, partners who maybe complain a lot or are very demanding, or they're like accusing you of like, you know, being too much this and not enough that, or you know, not doing enough, and you're just like, oh God, I don't have the patience for it. So if you're a cross watcher watching for a Capricorn, I will tell you this, my darlings, I feel like Capricorn's energy right off the bat, anyway, so far in this reading, you know, they don't want to hear complaints, and they don't want to deal with criticisms and judgments. Like if you're not feeling it, don't force the relationship. But if you are willing to, you know, be with this person and focus on the positive and have a good time, then I think they're going to like welcome that with open arms. The next card here is 10 of Swords. Whoa, you have 10 repeating twice. This is really, really significant. Super duper significant, okay? Especially since 10 is the number of completion. So one of the things that I was saying is that I felt like you guys were like done with something, or something was over, like some work has been accomplished. And you have 10 repeating twice here. 10 of Swords is a card that scares a whole lot of people. It's a scary image. But I've said this in previous readings, and I'm not like trying to be a Pollyanna or be overly optimistic. But I'm just saying from my experience, anytime I've pulled 10 of Swords for myself, pulling cards for me, or for any of my long-time clients that have been with me for years and years, and I see what happens in their life in between the readings, when I see the 10 of Swords come up, it's always before something really big, positive happens, after the person makes a choice or a decision to put an end to a situation or walk away from a situation. And it's always that the person is making the decision, in my readings anyway, when I've read for people. Like, you're the one, Capricorn. You're the one who's deciding that, you know what, this isn't working and I'm not doing this anymore. Oftentimes it's somebody or something that has been a crutch for you for a long time, or like a security blanket or a band-aid even. But then you get to the point where you're like, you know what, this is really hindering me. This is holding me back. This is keeping me from doing what I want to do. Some of you are breaking up with someone or distancing yourself from someone because you feel like they're not going anywhere in their life, or they're mixed up in habits or patterns that are kind of self-destructive. And you're just like, you don't want to go down like that. You don't want to be connected to that energy. And so 10 of Swords is also a card that can come up when somebody is getting over an addiction. Okay, for some of you, there could be issues of like sobriety. You know, maybe you're kind of getting a handle on your sobriety and this is going to improve your love life, or you're dealing with someone that's getting a handle on their sobriety and maybe you're kind of there for them through that. But I think for a lot of you, this is more energetic of, you know, ending a cycle or a pattern that's been holding you back in your love life. I will also say, in terms of this card, it has an extra meaning when it comes up in that Mercury retrograde energy. Because Mercury retrograde is a time when sometimes people from the past will resurface, okay? And even though I don't have like the Devil card coming up, which I know is Capricorn, so it will be a little different for you guys anyway. But these two tens coming together makes me feel like some of you have been dealing with a karmic partner that you haven't been able to shake. Like, this person comes in and out, and it's like you tell yourself it's done, but they resurface, and it's just like there's just this bond or this connection, even though you know this person's not good for you, or you're seeing this person as negative. I feel this person may be resurfacing yet again. And but this is the time that you're finally going to be able to complete the contract. Whatever the soul contract is, whatever the lesson is that you're meant to learn, or whatever it is that you need to do to be free and done with this relationship or connection, I feel this is ending in March. And you're the one ending it. You're taking your power back from it. Okay? Your next card here is Knight of Wands. What did I tell you? Knight of Wands is the in and out card for me. Like, when I see Knight of Wands, this is somebody that comes in and out of your life. And there is a strong degree of passion. There's a strong chemistry. Some of you might even be confused by it because you're like, you know, this isn't my typical type of person. Or I wouldn't typically find this person desirable or even physically attractive. But something about this person, they get away with a lot with you. And it's hard for you to turn them away. And I always say this about Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, you know, they're here for a good time, but they're not here for a long time. And so I feel like this has a double meaning. There's somebody coming in and out, right? You're going to put an end to it. And for other ones of you, Capricorn, I feel this is confirming what I was feeling in your energy, where you're just like, you're done, you're over it. You're like, show me in the first you know, I don't want to say 30 seconds, but like show me in the beginning, like, or you're done, or you're kind of like moving on. Some of you Capricorns are more in the energy where you're looking for physical connection, physical intimacy, but you're wanting to keep it light. You're not wanting to get too emotionally invested. You're not wanting to really get into like the deep, heavy conversations. And so some of you are the Knight of Wands in this sense or in this way, where you're just kind of like, you're moving it along. You are like, you know, not giving people a long time to try to impress you or win you over. You're like, I'm here, show me something good, or I am moving on. So I think you're just in this fast moving energy. Your next card here, my dears, is Eight of Wands. Again, passion and fast moving energy, which I just said. So that's confirming it for me here too. You guys have, if you're paying attention here, you guys have a lot of fire in this reading. Okay, I know we haven't necessarily had court cards other than the Knight of Wands, but we've got fire with the 10, we've got fire with the 8, we've got the Knight of Wands. Some of you could be dealing with a fire side, fire sign, excuse me. If you have fire in your chart, if you are like a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries moon, you might have this happening where it's coming up in your energy, and you're kind of like that fire side of you is taking over in your love life. It could also be that you have a fire sign person that is resurfacing, especially if this fire sign person might be younger than you, or a fire sign person, and cross watcher, if you're watching, please don't get offended if you're a fire sign, but somebody that maybe you have been labeling or viewing as immature, even if you guys are close in age, or even if the person's older than you. If you feel this person's like kind of immature, if there's been some fire sign in your past that you would describe as immature, good chance that you're going to be hearing from this person in March. Okay, or they're resurfacing in some way. I do feel though that like if they're resurfacing though, I feel like they're coming in a way where they're trying to gain your sympathies by coming back and like being like, well, they need closure, and they need to tell you how much you hurt them, and they need to tell you like what you did wrong, right? And I think it might be genuine in that they're feeling genuinely hurt. But for you guys, Capricorn, it came up really in your weekly forecast as well for the first week of March. You're in this energy where you're done with feeling guilty, or you're done with being shamed. So it's kind of unfortunate for this person, even if they are being genuine, even if they are trying to get closure. For you, it's coming off as really negative or really toxic, and you're putting an end to it. You're like, no. Like, you're not going to resurface now and put all this stuff on me, you know? Like, I'm not obligated. It's not my responsibility to, you know, walk into somebody's life and give them healing in every way they need healing. And I think this person might be coming at you in a way where they're like, you know, like telling you all the ways they feel that you failed them. But you're done with that energy, right? You're done with that energy. You're done with being blamed. You're done with jumping through hoops. And for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, this is someone who's like just flat out like been gaslighting you guys or turning the tables on you, and you're conquering that. You're breaking out of that so that you're not getting sucked into that cycle or in that pattern of relationships of blaming yourself. And again, Eight of Wands makes me feel like a lot of you are more about the physical connection right now. If you've been having a dry spell in your love life, or if it's been a long time since you've been physically intimate with someone, and I know I kind of really dance around you know, that 3-letter word that starts with an S, but we're not allowed to say it on YouTube anymore. I'm not a prude. I'm not trying to be super duper proper. But I'll just go ahead and I'll say physical intimacy, because I can say that. And so basically, I just feel you might be more in that energy. And some of you are like, it has to do with your root chakra unblocking. Your root chakra is unblocking, so you might be feeling more in need of that physical connection. Your next card here, my darlings, is, oh my God, Queen of Fire. You guys have so much fire, so much fire. I think definitely some of you are dealing with a fire sign, but if you watch my readings, you know how I feel about the Queen of Fire, and you know what I say about her. When the Queen of Fire card comes up in a reading for me, it's a situation where the person I'm reading for is really beginning to realize their worth and their value. And they're tired of like being, you know, pushed in the corner, or they're tired of not being heard. And they take off. They just kind of take, like if it's a job situation, they're like, you know what, I'm not dealing with this anymore. They will go and they will start applying for jobs like crazy. They'll find something higher paying, better company. They'll take off. They'll move up the ladder in the new place very quickly. Or they'll like leave and start a business, and the business will become successful very quickly. So in a love reading or love situation, you just might be really done and out the door with someone, or taking back your power. I do know that sometimes in love situations, Queen of Wands can indicate a third party situation. She would be like a mistress, right? So there could be temptation coming in for some of you, or some of you might be tempting to somebody else. You know, that is another factor. These are general readings, so the energies are going to apply in different ways for different ones of you. I cannot sit here and say the cards are going to apply exactly the same way for every single Capricorn on this planet. But I would suggest watching your moon sign and rising sign video as well, or even your Venus, and see if any of those resonate, and if they add a little bit extra to you. That might help clarify what the Queen of Wands is going to be for you in your love energy in March. But overall, to me, this is passion. This is confidence. This is a sense of humor. This is someone that will have commitment, right? But again, they want their independence. They want to have their independence. They still want to be free. And so Capricorn, I think a lot of times for a lot of you in your life, it's like anytime you've loved someone, you've been kind of made to sacrifice to prove it, or it's felt very codependent or like very possessive, and you're just, you don't want that. You want to have a partnership, you want to have a relationship, but you're still wanting to be able to come and go as you please, and to have that independence. So I feel that in the month of March, you're really able to master that. You're really able to master that energy and to be in your confidence. So that's good. That's really, really good energy. Again, guys, watch your weekly forecasts. Channeled angel messages will be up soon. I'm sorry for the late video post. I've been in the middle of moving. It's been crazy. It's been hectic. But I thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to take advantage of the daily message on Facebook and Instagram, amethystangellight. Every single day I post a message, a card of the day there, and I do a fun little pick-a-card game. So again, my darlings, thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you a wonderful March.